Hello guys, welcome to today's tutorial. In this tutorial today, we are going to be learning how to install WordPress website locally on your computer. If you are coming across this video and you are coming across my channel for the first time, this video is a class in a series. I have a playlist on how to develop your website using WordPress, so you don't need a coding skill. Alright, in the previous video, we studied how to install WordPress online. We talked about the importance of domain name and hosting plan. So basically we said that a domain name is the address that is pointing to your website, and your hosting plan is the online storage space. So there are two things that are very important there: the address and the storage space. So by now, if you don't know what is a domain name and hosting plan, you can check the playlist. I've dropped the link in the description box below so that you can check the playlist. You can start from the beginning if you are an absolute beginner and you want to learn how to create a website using WordPress. So in this video, I want to teach you how to install your website locally on your computer. So with this method, you are not going to be needing a domain name, you are not going to be needing hosting plan. The difference between this and my previous tutorial is that when you are installing your WordPress on your local computer, nobody will be able to see your website. So we call this a local installation. So when you are installing it on your computer, it is not accessible online. You know, if you are buying a domain name and hosting plan, your website can be visible online, and that is why any website you are visiting online, you can have www.anything.com, www.olaphillips.com. For instance, you see the www that you are seeing there means World Wide Web, and that is why anybody can see your website worldwide. But this installation on your computer is not accessible worldwide. It is available only on your computer. But if you follow this series to the end, at a point I will be teaching you how to upload your locally developed website online, so that in case you want everybody to see it online, it will be visible online. So let us get started. We are going to be needing two things. We need something that can serve like a server, because our hosting plan online that we normally buy, we otherwise can call it a server. It is a remote storage where our website is residing. I've explained this better in a previous tutorial, but here we don't want to buy a domain name and we don't want to buy hosting plan. So we need something that can serve as a server on our computer, and that is why we will be using Xampp. We need to download our Xampp. So to download your Xampp, you go to apachefriends.org. So, and you can see right here we have Xampp for Windows, Xampp for Linux, Xampp for OS X. Now we have different versions of Xampp according to the versions of PHP, because our website is actually running with PHP versions. Okay, so now we have 8.2 as our latest PHP. You are going to understand this better when we go to WordPress in this video. Okay, we have PHP version 8.2, and you can see it right here. Click here for other versions. So if you want to download lower versions of PHP, maybe 8.1 or 7.4, just like that, you can click here to download other versions. Now, what is the importance of this PHP? Your website needs this PHP to run. Okay, the same thing if you are buying your hosting plan. Those are the things that are in your cPanel that makes your website to be visible online. But don't overthink it. All you just have to know about PHP for now at this level is to make sure that the version of PHP you are using is compatible with the WordPress that you are installing. Okay, so you can click on Xampp for Windows if you are using Windows. If you are using Linux, click on Xampp for Linux and download. But I already have it on my computer. I've downloaded it and installed it. So after downloading the Xampp, make sure you install it on your computer. So that is the first thing we have to do. Like I told you, we have two things to work with. So the first one is our Xampp and the second one is our WordPress. So to download your WordPress, you go to wordpress.org. Now listen, we have two types of WordPress. We have wordpress.org and we have wordpress.com. I'm not going to explain the difference in this video, but if you want me to explain the difference, you can drop it in the comment section. But in this video, our focus is wordpress.org, and make sure that you are on wordpress.org. Okay, now visiting this wordpress.org, you are going to see by the top right corner here, you will see Get WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to click on Get WordPress because I've not downloaded it, so I want to download it. Now I'm not downloading Xampp in this video because it takes time to download. It is about 300 and something MB, and that is going to take time to download. So I've downloaded it before I started the recording and I've installed it on my computer. Now after clicking on Get WordPress, you can see it right here. Download WordPress 6.8.1. Now don't worry about the version. Normally software used to have version. The whole idea about version of a thing is that when you develop a software today and maybe tomorrow people are now saying, oh, we need this, or maybe by yourself you think you are supposed to upgrade this software and add some features to that software so that it can be a better software. Now the first one you created may be version 1.0. when you add another feature to that software, it may now become 1.1. the latest version we have now is 6.8.1. now if you look below it, you can see recommend PHP 7.4 or greater and MySQL version 8.0 or MariaDB version 10.5 or greater. Now MySQL is for your database and PHP is to run your server. Again, don't bother yourself about how PHP make your website to function or what is MySQL. Don't bother yourself because this tutorial is not centered on how to write code. If you write your code, if you are a programmer, of course you will know what PHP is, you will know what MySQL is, because MySQL is actually a programming language for database management. Okay, so don't bother yourself about that at all. Now our focus here is to download the WordPress and to make sure that our PHP version is up to what is recommended. Now if you are downloading this WordPress here and your PHP version is not up to 7.4, it may not work correctly. Your website may be slow, any other problem may occur. So when you are downloading, make sure that you have the recommended version of PHP, and the recommended version of PHP comes with your Xampp. Don't forget that your Xampp is the server in this case. Now we have the latest to be 8.2, but the recommended version is saying 7.4 or higher, which simply means if you have a Xampp with PHP version of 7.4 or 7.5, 7.6, 7.7 up to the latest version, then our WordPress website will run correctly and smoothly on it. So you can go for lower version. So I'm clicking on click here for other versions. And so we have other versions here. You can see right here 8.0, 8.1, 8.2. The latest version is actually 8.2. Any of these three that you download, of course, is going to work because the lowest here is 8.0 and we are having 7.4. as our PHP version recommended for WordPress. Okay, that simply means any of these Xampp that you download will work perfectly for your WordPress installation. Okay, so like I said, I have the Xampp on my computer already. I've installed it. Now the next thing is I want to download my WordPress. So I'm going to click on download WordPress. Okay, let's ignore the message. So we can see our WordPress is downloading right here. What I'm downloading now, you can call it Core WordPress, and you can also call it WordPress installation folder. Okay, all right, so it is downloading. Now let us move to our download folder. So I'm going to my computer, and you can see download here, and you can see the core WordPress file that has been downloaded. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to extract it because it is zipped. So I'm going to extract this folder. So I'm going to click on extract to WordPress 6.8.1. okay, so it is extracting. All right, so it has been fully extracted, and this is what we have. Okay, so you can see the folder here. If I double click on it to open it, you can see WordPress. Now I want to rename this folder. If I don't rename it, it will work, but I want to rename it to the name of my website. So let me say my website name is Philips. Okay, so I have renamed the folder to Philips. Now notice something, you must not add a space when you are renaming. For instance, I want to write Philips Ola, I want to add my surname. I must not add space between Philips and Ola. I must write it together, but one name is just okay. So for instance, your website is My Portfolio. You write it together, My Portfolio. Then I will go on my desktop, because after installing your Xampp, you should have the icon on your desktop, or if you are not having the icon on your desktop, you can come to this search bar here and search for Xampp. That is Xampp. Okay, but here I have the icon. When you see the icon, just pin it to your taskbar. But I have the icon here, and I've started my Xampp here. So when you click on it, you are going to have this panel. You can see Xampp control panel. Now if you watch my previous tutorial, by now you will know what is cPanel. So this is what is representing our local cPanel. So when you have this control panel, you are going to click on Start for Apache, and you are going to click on Start for MySQL. You can see Apache here, and you can see MySQL here. So you can see Start and Start. So you will start both of them. Now this Apache is actually where our PHP version resides, and MySQL is for our database. And if you have not forgotten, when we wanted to download our WordPress, those were the two things that were recommended, that we will need our PHP and we are going to need our MySQL. The PHP version is 7.4 or higher. Now, how do we check our PHP version? After starting your Apache and MySQL, then you can come to your browser and type localhost and press enter on your keyboard, and here you can see details about your Xampp. Okay, so you can see it right here. I'm having Xampp for Windows 8.1. Now how do we check your PHP version? You can see it right here, PHP info. So I'm clicking on PHP info, then it should give me the version of PHP that I have. So you can see it here, PHP version 8.1.1. So that simply means I can install my WordPress on this version of Xampp. I hope that is clear, because the version that is recommended here is 7.4, actually 7.4 or greater. Okay, and what we have here is 8.1, which is greater than 7.4. all right, so let me just close this tab for now. So what are we going to do now? We are going to copy this WordPress folder here. Just copy and come to your Xampp control panel. So in your Xampp control panel, you are going to see a lot of things here, but your focus should be on Explorer. Okay, so click on Explorer to open it. Nice. So your Explorer will take you to this environment. Now look for htdocs. So that is where your website folder is going to be. So I'm going to double click on htdocs and paste the WordPress folder that I copied. So I'm going to Ctrl V to paste it right here. So you can see it is copying it to this directory. You can see this is not the only folder here. Please don't delete anything here. What you are seeing here is very important for your Xampp to run. Okay, so don't delete anything, just copy the folder and put it there. Now you can close this directory and go to your browser. Now the next thing we want to do is to create our database that our WordPress website is going to use. Now if you don't know what a database is a data storage schema. A simple example is, for instance, when you are doing your bank registration, they will collect your details, your name, your street address, and other information. So you do your registration in the last 5 years, for instance, but this year they can still have your information. So where that information is stored is what we call database. Now we need to access our database environment. To get to your database environment, you need to type localhost /php myadmin. Okay, localhost /php myadmin, then press enter on your keyboard. So we have this environment we got here by typing localhost /php myadmin. Now, so I'm going to click on databases. When you click on databases, you are going to see database name. So let us add our database name here. Let me make it to be Ola Philips. That is Ola Philips. Okay, so I'm making it Ola Philips. You can name it anything, but make sure you are not adding space. Okay, so I'm going to click on create. All right, so our database is created and you can see it right here. This is it right here, Ola Philips. Now it is asking us to create a new table. In a core programming, you need to create table after creating your database. That is when you are writing code. But in WordPress, you don't have business with table. WordPress will create necessary table for you by itself. Now we can now go ahead and install our website with this database. So to install our website, you are going to type localhost / the name of your core folder. So if you can still remember, the name of my website folder here is Philips. Okay, so I'm going back to my web browser, then I will type localhost / Philips. All right, don't forget the name of the core folder is Philips, while the name of the database is Ola Philips. Okay, so this is the database here. You can see it is Ola Philips, and this is the core folder here. And how we got to this place was that we clicked on Explorer and clicked on htdocs and we got here. All right, so let us continue from our browser here. After typing localhost / Philips, you can see where it takes us to. So we need to install our WordPress website here. So you can choose any language of your choice here, but as for me, I'm choosing English. Then I'll click on continue. So it will take you to this page. Now read carefully. Welcome to WordPress. Before getting started, you need to know the following items: database name, and of course you know that our database name is Ola Philips, and it is right here because we create our database here. Then we have database username, and we have database password, and we have database host. Now let me explain this. Database username in all cases is root, R-O-O-T. In all cases it is root when you are working with localhost. Now the password is empty. You are not going to use password because you can remember that to access this place we did not use password. So you are going to leave the password field, you are going to leave it empty. Then the database host. Now the host is localhost. Don't forget that when we wanted to access our database environment, what we typed was localhost/phpMyAdmin, and when we wanted to do our installation also, we typed localhost/Philips. So this website and the database is running on a localhost, which is representing the domain name if you are buying your domain name online. Okay, so our database host is localhost. Then table prefix, that is if you want to change it, but it is optional, and we are going to see what is table prefix now. Okay, so we can click on let's go because we have our database name, we have the username, we have the password, and we have the host. So we click on let's go. So what is our database name? Our database name is Ola Philips. Okay, and our username is root, and our password we are going to leave it empty. Okay, then our database host is localhost, it is there already. Then our table prefix is WP. You don't need to change your table prefix, but if you wish you can also change it. Okay, so let me just change it to Ola. Okay, then I can click on submit. All right, so we have our credentials correctly, so we can click on run installation. So it may take few seconds to install, but it is definitely going to install your WordPress on your local computer. All right, so we have this, our site title, username, password, your email. So we need to put that, and don't worry about this site name, we can change it anytime you wish to change it because we are going to be doing site customization later in this series. So let me just put Ola Philips website, and what should be my username? This username is for you to log in to your website dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to use Philips also, and of course if you want to generate your password, you should have a password that is strong that people cannot guess. Okay, but again I'm going to use Philips because this is just a tutorial, and after all my website is not online. And you can see it's telling me that my password is very weak, and you can see install WordPress here is grayed out, is not active because my password is weak. But I can click on confirm use of weak password, and you can see I can now install my WordPress. I have my email here. Let me just put admin@philips.com. The next thing here is discourage search engine from indexing this site. Don't click on it, because when you go on Google to search for something, you will see websites popping up. That is what we call search engine. Okay, so Google is a search engine. So if you don't want Google to access your website, that is when you click this. But of course, if you are creating a blog or you are creating a website for your business, you want a website that people can search online and see. Okay, again we are installing on a local server here, so you cannot see it online. So I'm going to click on install WordPress. Our username and our password is Philips. Okay, we have our WordPress fully installed on our local computer. Now let us go back to our database. When we created our database, it was asking us to create our table. Now let me refresh this page by clicking on the database again, so you can see we now have our tables created automatically by WordPress. When we were talking about table prefix the other time, it was WP underscore. We changed it to Ola underscore, so you can see the Ola here. So this is our tables here, and our table prefix are Ola. You don't need to know much about table because you are using WordPress for now. Okay, so we have this, and we can easily click on login. Okay, this is our login page to our dashboard. So we can easily put our username and password, which is Phillips and Phillips. But how do we get here? In case I'm leaving this page right now, how do I get to that page? If you want to get to your admin panel, you type localhost / the name of the website, which is Phillips. Okay, that is the name of the folder we put in that htdocs. Then you put /wp admin, okay, to log into your admin dashboard. Then you press enter on your keyboard. So again, localhost / the name of your core folder /wp admin. Okay, so it will land you here. Then you can put your username. In my own case, my username is Phillips and my password is also Phillips. Then I'm going to click on login. All right, so this is the dashboard to our website. But of course, this is not what people are going to see. Where is the page that people are going to see? And it is simply our website. And if you want to access that, you type localhost / the name of your core WordPress folder, which in my own case it is localhost / Phillips. And here we have our website working correctly. So it is now left for us to design our website and make it beautiful. Also, you can go to this front end through your admin panel. Okay, so you can see Ola Phillips websites and visit sites. So I'm going to right click to open it in another tab, so you can see my website right here. So this place in the subsequent tutorial, I'm going to be calling it front end. Front end is the part of your website that your visitors can see. People that are visiting your website, that part of the website that they can see is what is called front end. And of course, they don't have access to this place. It is called dashboard. And the dashboard is where you control everything that happens on your website. So you can see the menu here. You can see home, updates, post, media, pages, comments, appearance, plugin, users, tool, settings. And we are going to take care of that in subsequent videos in this playlist. If you have watched this tutorial to this stage, so please subscribe to this channel, turn on notification bell, and please drop a comment in this comment section. And if you don't have anything to write as a comment, just write thank you ID Tech, because that is the only thing you have to give to me for releasing this valuable content to you. And I will see you in my next video. Stay tuned.